it'll be a band here with the bull nose. Bull nose goes right against there like that. The bull nose will go there like that. And then this way, right there. And I think I've got to cut a piece, but it should be 5 down. Straight down, and then a piece of this on the bottom.
Well, we could get Ian and Ryan in here. We could all hold one to make sure they lined up. What is that you're putting on the walls?
This is thin set mortar. And this stuff. This is mortar. And then the orange stuff is Schluter. It's a Canadian product that it's like a felt backed stuff. And apparently a lot of people use it, a lot of plumbers use it for sealing walls. So it's waterproof. So if you put it, it's waterproof if you seal it right, if you overlap the joints and everything. So what we do is we put this thin set on, which is really just quick drying mortar, and if I put it on like this, it'll layer on, and then I'll come back with the notches. And I'll do that, like that. And I'll put ridges in it. And then I'll roll. I've got a sheet rolled out there. I had these two rolled out. The first one I put up was the wrong one. I had to take it back down. But all's well. So, yeah, but I'm gonna need your help. I'm gonna need to cut a piece from about here to here. Out of a roll. Now we do this. And right here, like where there wasn't enough, we gotta add a little more. Do it again.
And what do you got there?
These are corner pieces. corner pieces in. I hope I got enough mud. And then we got to put the curb and the drain and tape. These are kind of important.
Yeah, imagine. I want your corners leaking.
Now, of course, tile gets over this too, but still.
Mm-hmm. Why'd you pick the Schluter system?
Because I saw it on YouTube. The drain will set in here, right? The actual drain. So this is just to keep the shower pan from leaking, and then the drain sets on top of this.
You have 2 hours before that mortar sets up?
Yeah, they said 2 to 3.
That's a good thing you have all your pieces pre-cut.
That's why I did.
Ready to go.
Right? That would be ugly, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Don't quite fit right because I'm not square, right?
Mm-hmm. Last piece of tape, which is a good thing because we are adding mud in the mud bucket. The curbs in. See, all the other tape and the walls are in. So you have to let this sit for 24 hours, is that right? And then the tile?
Yeah, I don't know how, actually, I don't know how long this sit. Well, it's had 2 days to dry, and while it was drying, we put the sink top on. I've cut the baseboard, a lot of it. Can't cut this baseboard right there till I get the tile on. I've cut the trim for the window. That's being oiled, and I framed in this doorway yesterday. It took all day. Now I'm also building a threshold, a little piece of oak threshold. Got the baseboards back in on either side. I had to do some little bit extra mudding up by the light and take the light back out. So now it's time for tile. I've never done tile, so this should be interesting. I've got the bucket, the tile, is in the wagon. I gotta go get the thin set, mix the thin set up, let that set for 10 minutes. I'll carry the tile in, and I guess I'll start tiling.
Are you gonna do that wall first?
I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
Do this and then go from this. Now take a bunch of videos here so people can laugh at me. About there.
Richmond, Virginia, the story starts 1848 on the Ides of March. Jackson Merriweather, born into the tether, to work the land and never live to see a dime. He had a better plan, to be a Union man, to make a run across that Mason-Dixon line. He heard tell about a railway underground, running through the night and always northern bound. When I go, I'll die a free man, in a place where I belong. Virginia fallen, Pennsylvania, you are calling me home. Go on home. On the day he left the South, it's when the war broke out. Joined the 25th and shut the rebels down. He marched across the land with those who took a stand, that no one's got the right to own their fellow man. Spring of 65, came back to start life, work on his own time and learn to live again. He became a father, Scranton's finest barber, make his way out from the way that he came in. When I go, I'll die a free man, in a place where I belong. Virginia fallen, Pennsylvania.
So that's the very, I mean, it's got to be inside that line, right?
Go on home. Jackson Merriweather, his story told forever. When you're born is never how you have to die. You can find him still, way down a
For me. Well, spent most of the day cutting tile. We were going to use stones, but I just couldn't make I'm not good enough to do that. The stones are pretty thick. I want to make sure the water runs to the drain. It doesn't sit in there. We had tile left over that was here when we got here. We went and found that. Showed it like that green tile. So I had to cut it all though to make it all fit. And we only had 5 of the 12-inch square pieces, and we only had a certain number of those 4-inch pieces, and we used every one of them. Fortunately, it was just enough. In fact, I had to add those pieces right there to make it work on the front of the curb. It was chilly this morning. Got down to 25 last night, but it's going to be up to 60. So we are ready to tile the floor. I got the tiles already marked, kind of know where they go, hopefully. And I got the mud mixed. I got to wait 5 minutes for it to set a little bit before I mix it again. And we are going to mud this floor this morning. And we're going to set the toilet today. We're going to try to trim out the window today. And hopefully this afternoon we're going to go outside when it warms up and piddle outside, because I'm getting a little tired of working inside. But I want to get this done. One of the next things to do is to go outside with mow, and we've got to run a drain line for the gray water. We're going to bury it in gravel right through the yard there. Got to dig that line, and then the sewer has to go out and that way, all the way 25 feet, and hit the sewer line towards the back of the house. So those two things have to be done, but probably not today. So yeah, looks like a beautiful day. Sun's coming up. We'll wait a couple of minutes here and we'll get started. Should be that corner.
Tiles are us.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't want to go into business as a tiler?
No.
Luna.
This tile right here, when I put this tile down, it's uneven on the floor, so I got to make sure that it goes down flat, because if it's uneven, we'll break it. Like a puzzle.
Yeah, right. I was just thinking that puzzle pieces. Last piece of puzzle for the floor. Throw all the tiles in with the inset. How long? Wait. How long do you need to leave the tile set on the inset?
24 hours.
And then we can
On the thin set.
on the thin set.
24 hours. That's, you know, tile guys will do it the same day, but we'll let it set.
Do
That
what?
way the tile guys, a lot of tile guys will go ahead and grout the same day, but we're going to let it set because we don't want the tiles to move, especially this one right here, because there's a hump in the floor and that tile's not sitting exactly flat on the thin set. It moves a little bit. I want that to completely harden under there, so because this is porcelain on the bottom and not stone. A lot of people put stone on the bottom because porcelain cracks much easier. So, you know, if you have a porcelain and you have nothing under one side of it, you step on it or drop something on it, it's going to crack. I remember our last bathroom, we had the cracks across the middle of that was porcelain, that's why. Stone won't do that. So, but that's why it's a lot more expensive too. So I want that to harden really well before we get in there and step on it. So we'll give this 24 hours. And then see what the grout looks like.
So the last phase in the shower.
Yeah, well, not the last phase.
Are you referring to the fact that you forgot to put the P-trap in?
I don't want to talk about it. Well, the grout came out pretty good. Pretty happy with it. Today, it's rainy and cold. It's actually snowing this morning. April, it's snowing just a little bit. So we want to get the shower handle in, the shower head in. We want to get the tile sealed. We want to get the faucets installed, P-trap installed. Let's see, rest of the baseboard in. And then if it warms up a little bit, go outside and put a P-trap in for the shower. Because I forgot to put the P-trap in like an idiot. While I was doing the bathroom, when I went to run the pipes, all the drain pipes and the sewer pipes, I was going to tie them into the existing sewer lines that were over here. Septic, not sewer, but septic lines, which the original owner told me was by a post over here. I went to dig it up to see where to run this line, because you can see where that line is run right there. I needed to hand dig that line, so I wanted to see where to run it to. And when I dug that up, I found that the old septic was completely clogged and basically not fixable. So we spent 4 days digging a whole new trench for all new septic. We put 120 feet of new septic line, pumped out the tank, dug up the tank, pumped out the tank, had trouble finding the tank. But that's all done. So that's another 4 days. But now the yard was torn all up, so we've been raking and scraping and cleaning up and doing all of that. So that was unexpected. But hey, it's life on the farm, right? But that's done now. We don't have to worry about that. That septic might have been put in here when these trees were planted in 1940s. I don't know. It was old. We've never seen a tank like that. Got a nice mess here this morning. Oh, got a guy coming to pump out the tank. We tried to pump it out yesterday with my pump, but it clogged pretty quickly. Oh, I have run a new 4-inch line down to there. I'm going to elbow it, and then I've got 120 feet of field line, leach line. I'm going to run it right around the crest of that hill right there. But first I want to clear this out, because I have to pick up that tank and put it back on the trailer after I emptied the trailer full of the debris that I didn't want to add back down on the road, so I can spread it. And then I have to dig down into that and clear that enough so I can get a Y in there to run over to the new bathroom, which is on the end of the house right there. So we've got to run that pipe right through here, tie into there. Yeah, a little fun project before it starts raining. Trying to cover this up as much as I can before it starts raining. So let's get to it. Well, good morning. It is 7 o'clock. A little cloudy this morning, a little foggy. All the animals are out helping me. Well, we started digging this ditch yesterday for the septic field, and there's 120 feet of these, so there's 6 of these 20-foot long field pieces. We got 2 of them put in and partially covered, and the sod picked up, put back on there. And then I got all this raked in yesterday. This morning it's supposed to start raining in a little bit, so I also got this line laid yesterday and all connected. So this is from the new bathroom, so I'm going to get this covered as much as I can, try to get the sod back on and clean up as much of this, rake up as much of this before it starts raining and turn to mud. So wish the animals could help me, but they're just gonna play. So let's get her done. This piece of pipe, sometimes you just make stupid mistakes. I got this T on here, this flow on here backwards, so I gotta cut this pipe and put a union in here and turn it around. So if I do that, let's see, I had this perfect too. So it goes in there, and then this has to go like that way. I have room to do that. Looks like it's going to be a 90 and a couple 45s, which I kind of expected. So I don't think it's going to make any difference where I put the union. So we'll just cut it right here. Oh. Most normal people would do this before they finished the flooring, but I wasn't quite sure where everything was going. So, or how the piping was gonna run, or anything else. So, had to do it this way. 'Cause I'm not normal. All right, put the union on here. Hey, 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 hey. Why doesn't that want to go on? Is that on? Not really. Okay. Oh, it wasn't glued. It wasn't glued. I didn't have to do that. Ah! All right, so let's see. It's cold. It's like 35 or so, 38. It's cold this morning, but it looks like spring. So it is spring. It's April, mid-April. This week's video, that is a bathroom now. It was a porch, but now it's a bathroom. And it's a very nice bathroom, if I say so myself. I did get the tile a little messy, but that's okay. So that's the outside of it. It's finished. I think it took about a month to do. But now we have a bathroom on the front of the house, so we can start taking off the back of the house because I want a new project. We've turned our attention to outside somewhat. We have borrowed a rock rake from the neighbors, and we're raking all the things that I cleared last year, all the debris and everything from all around the house. And I've started clearing another 5 acres way on the other side of the round barn. And so this weekend I was doing that. The skid steer threw a track 3 times. So life on a farm is good. It's a beautiful day. We can't wait to get started. It's going to be in the mid-60s today. My lips are frozen. I can't talk. But we appreciate you watching a lot. Really do. Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification button. So if you don't know what that is, that lets you get notified every time we put up a video, which is about every week. So thanks to my lovely bride. See ya.